Now I'm going to tell you, because you might not remember, but when Midsummer was born, all four of them were so happy with the new baby. And each of them promised her that they'd be there for her forever. The earth promised to always have a bed for her to lay her head and rest. The sea promised to sing to her whenever she wanted. The mountain promised to look over her and always keep her safe, and the sun promised to climb up every day into the sky and shine down light and warmth. And Midsummer loved the sun best of all. But as it happened, climbing up into the sky every day started to get a bit difficult. The sun made its way up the edge of the clouds, but each day it got a little bit harder. And the sun didn't quite make it as high as she'd done the day before. And the next day, a little bit lower than that. And the day after that, a little bit lower. And so it carried on until one day the sun was just barely a glint on the edge of the world. And Midsummer was cross. "I don't know why I even bother getting out of bed," she said. She stomped around in a huff. She spent the day like that, furious, spitting at anybody who tried to speak to her. "Oh, darling," said the earth, "I know you feel bad now, but I'm sure you'll feel better tomorrow. Come, lay down your head, sleep, let's see what the new day brings." "I don't want to sleep," said Midsummer. "It's not fair." And she stamped her foot down, and where she stamped her foot, the poor earth split in two, and that fault ran across over the horizon and on and on and on, and wherever that crack came, things trembled and shook. And well, that crack still runs around the earth to this day. "Oh, don't be sad, please. Come, let me sing to you," said the sea. And the sea sang a soothing song. "Everything you sing always sounds exactly the same," shouted Midsummer, and in her fury out of her throat rolled the storm. Black, tumultuous clouds, lightning flash and wind howled and took the sea and tossed it up into the sky and threw it around, and everywhere it went the sea chopped and ran in terror. And the storm rolled out across the sea and over the horizon. And that storm still rolls around the sea to this day. "It'll be okay, Midsummer," said the mountain. "I'm here." Midsummer didn't say anything to the mountain. She just gave it a look. And maybe you've had one of those looks before. The poor mountain's blood ran cold, and it shivered up its spine, and up at the top of Mountain's head ice crystals formed, and the snow trickled down the sides of the mountain until the whole thing was frozen. And that ice and snow and those bitter winds still hang around Mountain to this day. So Midsummer stormed off. And she decided, well, it's time for me to destroy the whole world. She stomped off and she found the coldest, dampest, most dismal forest she could, and she sat on the ground and she had a good cry. And she stood up and she was just about to destroy the whole world when she heard a noise. And she heard a crackling fire, and she heard a voice speaking. So she went through those dismal woods and she got a bit closer to the sound, and she heard that it was a group of people sat round a fire sharing food and music. And there was someone telling a story about a cat and a dog who didn't understand conflict resolution. And she listened to the story and she thought about her own friends, and she thought how really all she wanted was for them to be happy. And she felt bad. And she thought, maybe it's not a good idea to destroy the whole world. And as she sat there listening to that story, she found something good, something peaceful. And well, as you know, the sun got stronger with a bit of rest. And soon again, the sun was at the top of the sky shining down, and things felt happier. So, it's kind of lucky that I was there that night, telling that story by that campfire. And in a way, I saved the whole world. You're welcome.